Hey, you've just stepped into the Caring Corner, where life's caregiving challenges meet a whole lot of heart and a dash of sass. I'm Michelle O'Neill, and I'm here to serve up insights, inspiration, and real life tools to help you navigate caring for your kids and aging loved ones without forgetting about you. Expect everything from time management hacks and emotional wellness strategies to technology tips sprinkled with humor and tenacity. Are you ready? Let's get to it. Hey, and welcome back to another episode of the Caring Corner. I'm your host and resident emotional wellness coach, Michelle O'Neill. And today we're diving into a crucial topic that significantly impacts many of us as caregivers, and that's decision fatigue. I'll explore tools and tips to simplify decision-making process and discuss the added stress of making life important decisions for someone else. Together, we'll find ways to make this part of the caregiving journey a bit easier and more manageable. The relief that comes from simplifying these decisions can be a game changer. Are you with me? So, you're probably asking, what is decision fatigue? Now, decision fatigue occurs when the mental energy that's required to make decisions gets depleted. Now, it can lead to poor decision making and increased stress. And as caregivers, we often have to make so many decisions daily, from minor choices like what to prepare for dinner to crucial life-changing ones such as medical treatment or financial planning. Now, over time, this constant decision making can wear you down, leaving you feeling mentally exhausted and emotionally drained. It's okay to feel this way, and it's important to acknowledge the emotional toll that it takes. That's why we're talking today. Now, when you're making decisions, not just for yourself, but also for someone else, the pressure can be actually overwhelming. This added responsibility can increase the effects of decision fatigue and impact your overall well being. Look, you're not alone. Imagine starting your day already exhausted from, well, the previous night of lack of sleep, right? Now, before you've even had your morning coffee, and I need that, you're faced with a multitude of choices. What medications to make sure you administer, coordinating the doctor's appointments, or deciding on dietary adjustments for your loved ones. Each of these decisions feel heavy because they directly affect another person's health and happiness. Or what about a typical morning when you wake up and immediately start juggling tasks? You're trying to remember if you gave the correct dosage of medication yesterday, or trying to remember if you need to call the insurance company about a billing issue, and if there's enough milk in the fridge for, well, for breakfast. Each decision, while seemingly small on its own, stacks up and contributes to the larger mental load. Now, by mid morning, you might already feel overwhelmed and your ability to make sound decisions starts to weaken. Or suppose you're at the grocery store, right? With a long list of items, half of which are for your loved one who has special dietary needs due to their chronic illness. Now, you're mentally checking these off while also worrying about getting home in time to fix lunch and attend a virtual meeting for work. Then, on top of all this, you get a call from the pharmacy about a prescription issue that needs your immediate attention. Your heart starts to race, your mind feels cluttered, and the increased amount of decisions start to weigh heavily on you. This, my friend, is decision fatigue in action. So let's turn this around, right? And find some new ways to think about decision fatigue. So I want you to start by thinking of your decision making capacity like a battery. Now, each decision that you make throughout the day drains a bit of this battery. And by the end of the day, if you haven't recharged it, you're running on empty. Recognizing this can help you plan your most important decisions for when your mental battery is fully charged. And usually that falls earlier in the day before the day wears on. Now, chronic stress from constant decision making can elevate your cortisol levels, which affects not just mental, but your physical health. High cortisol levels can lead to increased blood pressure, weight gain, and even disrupted sleep. Understanding this psychological impact emphasizes the importance of managing decision fatigue. So, to fight decision fatigue, start by simplifying your choices. For example, you could streamline your clothing choices to reduce morning decisions or plan meals for the week to avoid daily dinner planning. I'm getting a headache. Whoa, just thinking about it. Look, these small adjustments can preserve your mental energy for the most important decisions that you need to make. But also, there are tools that you can use to simplify your decision making. So let's get into that, right? Establishing routines can reduce the number of decisions that you need to make daily. For example, set regular times for meals, for medication, and activities. This predictability can help ease the mental load, for instance. Start in your day with consistent routines. In the morning, you may start with a set order, wake up, brush your teeth, prepare breakfast, and administer medications, right? In the evening, you could establish a calming routine, one that signals, hello, it's time to wind down. Things like a short walk, a light dinner, and a few minutes of reading. Then there's the weekly planning. At the start of each week, plan out your meals, your appointments, and key activities. Use a planner or app to schedule these tasks. I actually have some redundancy in this area because I like digital and old school planners. So, whatever I have handy at the moment, this not only saves time each day, but also reduces the daily decision making burden. What about automating your tasks? Where possible, actually automate tasks. Set up automatic bill payments. Use a pill organizer for medication and prepare meals in advance. These small steps can significantly reduce daily decisions. So let me help you see this and how this can play out in your day, right? Imagine waking up and not having to think about what needs to be done, right? You know the routine: breakfast at 7, medicine at 8, and a walk at 9. This consistency helps you move through your morning with less mental effort. It becomes rote, right? Freeing up your brain for other more important decisions. But you can also do things like using decision making frameworks. What I mean by frameworks is structures or outlines like pro and con lists or the Eisenhower box, urgent versus important, and decision trees that can provide structure and clarity when making complex decisions. So let's look at it a little closer. Pros and con lists. You can use this when you're faced with a tough decision. List all the pros, list all the cons, and this visual representation can help you see which option has the most benefits or the fewest drawbacks. Or what about the Eisenhower box? Now, that helps prioritize tasks by categorizing them in four quadrants. There's urgent and important, important but not urgent, urgent but not important, and neither urgent or important. Focus first on tasks that are both urgent and important, and then the decision tree for a more complex decisions. Use a decision tree to map out possible outcomes. It helps you visualize the consequences of each choice and make it a more informed decision. So, consider that you're deciding whether to move your loved one to a new care facility, A pro and cons list might show that while the new facility is further away, looking at all the pros and cons and that pro side, you see that it offers better care and amenities. Pretty straightforward, huh? And then using the Eisenhower box. So you first categorize the decisions against other tasks and decisions that you need to make. Put them in one of the four quadrants as you go along. Now, your urgent and important, say, arrange the move to the new care facility because it directly impacts your loved one's quality of life and well being. That's definitely urgent and important. Then, on the important but not urgent, is scheduling routine checkups for your loved one, which are necessary but not immediately critical. And then urgent but not important, return a call to the pharmacy about routine refill, which can actually be delegated to another family member. And we'll get into that delegation later. And then there's not urgent and not important, sorting through old paperwork that can wait or be done during a less stressful time. You get the idea here? Using the Eisenhower box, you can see that moving your loved one to a new facility takes precedence over all these less critical tasks. But I'm sure you knew that right up front, right? And then using a decision tree. Now, this one is my favorite for this particular situation. This one and the pro and cons, but this one goes a little bit more in detail. Now, the decision tree lets you outline the long-term impact of the move. Start by placing the main decisions at the top, move to a new care facility, right there at the top. Then branch out into the possible outcomes and considerations. So here's what it looks like. Across the top, under your move to a new facility, you're going to have 4 boxes. And it's better care and amenities, increased distance, cost implications, and emotional impact. Those are the important things that moving to the new facility impact, right? And then in better care and amenities, you're going to look at the improved daily living conditions, better health monitoring, or enhanced social interactions. You see that? Better care and amenities involves improved daily living conditions, better health monitoring, and enhanced social interacting. Then under increased distance, you're going to look at the fact that it's longer travel time for visits, potential for reduced frequency of visits, and the impact on your schedule and availability. Then you're going to look at the cost implications, right? Higher costs for better care, potential need for financial adjustments, and exploring financial support options. And then finally, under the emotional impact, well, the initial emotional adjustment for your loved one, potential resistance to the change, or long-term satisfaction and improved well-being. Each branch of the tree helps you visualize different paths and consequences, providing a clear picture of what each choice involves. Now, this structured approach makes it easier to weigh the benefits and the drawbacks. Which one of these are more important to you? Is it more important that they have improved daily living conditions and better health monitoring? Or are you more concerned about how far away it is and the fact that you won't be able to visit as often? And then you're looking at, well, it costs more. And how will this impact them? So you see how easy it is when you lay it out like this to be able to see that this structured approach makes it easier to weigh the benefits and drawbacks carefully, and it leads you to a more informed decision. So we know what decision fatigue is and how to structure a well-informed outcome. But how do we manage it before it negatively impacts us? First, my all-time favorite go-to, incorporating self-care practices. Now, you already know that taking care of yourself is crucial. I don't need to tell you that, even though I do almost every episode. but make sure you get enough rest, that you eat well, and you engage in activities that, well, rejuvenate you. A well rested mind is better equipped to handle decision making. Emotional resilience is imperative. You know that. But self care should be its unshakable, constant companion. For example, get enough sleep each night. Lack of sleep can exacerbate decision fatigue, making it, well, even the most simple of choice feel overwhelming. When I wake up extremely tired, one of the first things I do is check my Fitbit for my sleep score and where I fell in each one of the cycles. I talk more about this in episode 64 of the Caring Corner. So if you want to know about more about your sleep cycles and your sleep score, you can go there and listen to it. And by the way, I'll put the link in the show notes. But the bottom line is, if you're struggling here, consider setting a regular bedtime and creating a relaxing pre-sleep routine. Healthy eating is also important. Feed your body with balanced meals and stay hydrated. But don't just feed it. Nourish your body with healthy choices. Avoid excessive caffeine and sugar, which can lead to energy crashes. And I know this one well, decaf girl here. The thing is, a healthy diet can improve your mental clarity and your stamina. And then taking regular breaks, even short ones throughout the day to relax and recharge. Sneaking in a few minutes of deep breathing or a quick walk can reset your mind and improve your focus. Picture yourself constantly running on fumes, barely sleeping, eating whatever you can grab, and never taking a break. Every decision feels monumental because your mind is constantly foggy. Now imagine the difference when you're well rested, well nourished, and take regular breaks. Decisions that once felt like mountains now seem like manageable hills. Notice I didn't say they would go away, but they do become more manageable. Listen, don't be afraid to delegate decisions to other family members or seek advice from health professionals. Sharing the decision making burden can significantly reduce your stress. And having things like regular scheduled family meetings to discuss and divvy out caregiving responsibilities, this ensures everyone is on the same page and shares the load. Consult with healthcare professionals, social workers, or support groups. They can provide you with valuable insights and help you make informed decisions. Think about you trying to actually juggle all the decisions on your own, feeling the weight of each one pressing down on you. Now, let's flip that and think about bringing your family together to discuss these decisions. Each person taking on a role in the process and in the journey. The weight is distributed, and suddenly you're not alone. This support network can make the decision making process feel less isolating and more manageable. Incorporating mindful practices or stress reduction techniques such as meditation or deep breathing, sound therapy, or stretching into your routine, these can help clear your mind and improve your focus. Spend a few minutes each day meditating. Focus on your breath and let go of any distracting thoughts. Apps like Headspace or Calm can actually guide you through the process. Now, practice deep breathing exercises to calm your mind. Inhale deeply through your nose, hold it for a few seconds, and exhale slowly through your mouth. Repeat this several times to reduce the stress. See how my stress is going away already. Incorporate gentle stretching into your daily routine. It combines physical movement with mindfulness, helping you to release tension and improving mental clarity. Again, think of your mind as that cluttered desk with papers and tasks. thrown everywhere. Now, mindfulness practices are like taking the time to organize that desk and put everything in its place. Suddenly you can see clearly, and the overwhelming clutter, well, it's gone. This mental clarity can significantly improve your decision making abilities. Look, today we explored the concept of decision fatigue, especially in the context of caregiving. And we discussed tools and tips to simplify the decision making process, how to manage the added stress of making important decisions for someone else, and practical strategies to manage that decision fatigue. If you found today's episode helpful, make sure to subscribe and share this podcast with anyone and everyone who could benefit from it. And don't forget to leave a comment or review. I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences with decision fatigue in caregiving. Look, I want to thank you so much for joining me today on the Caring Corner. I'm your host, Michelle O'Neill. And until next time, stay resilient, stay strong, and keep moving forward. Take care. Bye bye. All right, that's a wrap for today at the Caring Corner. We've tackled some big topics, but remember, you're not in this alone. Subscribe to keep the wisdom and warmth coming. And stay tuned for amazing guests who'll be joining us to help round out your caregiving toolkit. Catch you next time and keep conquering those challenges.